Greetings fellow tank commanders. In this video I'm going to be showing you a game that I played in the heavy metal hero Chrysler K. This is a tier 8 American premium heavy tank with regular matchmaking. The game I'm playing is a standard battle on South Coast with tier 9 as the top tier and 1 artillery on each team. For this game, my tank is equipped with a gun rammer, vertical stabilizer, and improved ventilation, and I am using an American crew which has 19 crew skills and perks. However, I had just moved this crew between tech tree tanks recently, so he wasn't fully trained in getting the full benefits of those skills and perks. So this game was actually a reaction to a really frustrating start for me with the Chrysler K. I was just not using this tank effectively. It was a bit of an awkward tank for me to figure out, and because of that frustration I ended up overextending quite a bit here considering that I wasn't comfortable with the tank. So I had been able to put up a few games with 1500 to 1700 base XP, but it wasn't from using the tank particularly well. They were more just from taking advantage of situations. So my mindset was I'm just going to try one more game with this tank and then I'm done with it for the night. There's a lot of enemies in the middle, and so I repositioned a little off to the right from where I was initially going. And it's here that I figured out how to use the terrain to hide the Chrysler K's lower plate much better. And once I got comfortable with my defensive position, I was looking for ways to keep my gun active. I was quite surprised here that VK 100.01P was able to get the gun depression to actually find my lower plate. I took a second there just to check to make sure he hadn't gone through the upper plate, but it was actually a lower plate shot, so I just have to make sure I don't rise up on the terrain too much here. So I'm not doing anything that requires too much mobility, so I didn't repair my engine right away here. With the enemy's fast shooting, heavy metal hero artillery targeting me, I figured that my ammo rack would probably get hit at some point here, and that would have been a top priority. I'm trying my best to avoid his shots and find some cover. Fortunately, I end up at the correct angle here to still bounce the shots from the enemies shooting at me in the distance, and the closer enemies are preoccupied with fighting my teammates. So this works out quite well here. This is not something I planned out, it just sort of happened, and for me, light bulbs were just going off all game on how to play this tank better. These enemies just cannot find a way through the upper part of my tank. I am blocking a lot of shots here. Alright, the enemy's getting sick of shooting at me, so I'm going to repair my engine and drive forward. My teammate has them well distracted down below, and so I'm able to find an easy angle on them. But unfortunately, the artillery is still shooting at me, and being out in the open like this makes me an easy target for them. It's not too often you see the FV305 with its relatively small caliber being able to get 2 hits with 1 shot, but my E75 teammate and I are right beside each other and make it possible for him. Alright, with that enemy down, there's no more in this area, so I'm headed off to find a position where I can be artillery safe and still keep my gun active. Wow, I have no idea how that shot found its way into the T-32's hull, but it did. My team's starting to put some good pressure on the enemy base, and it looks like we're going to win by capture. So I headed back to my own base where I thought I could get one more damage hit before the end of the game. Both these enemies were looking the same direction, which made that Conqueror an easy shot, and I blocked one more shot to keep me alive. That one I think was a bounce off my upper plate because I don't think the Conqueror would have bounced off my lower plate at that angle. For this game, I earned 59,000 silver and 3,178 experience without any multipliers. In this game, I dealt 4,435 damage, assisted with 2,426 damage, and blocked 4,330 damage. That's a pretty big contribution without actually destroying an enemy. This earned me a Mastery Badge First Class, Steel Wall, and Confederate. I placed at the top of my team, earning a base XP of 1,926. I managed to hit 20 of my 27 shots and penetrate 14 of those. I didn't do much in terms of crew and module damage. I damaged the gun on the T-54 and injured the gunner in the Tiger II. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing that game with the heavy metal hero Chrysler K. It appears that I was playing this tank quite well this game, but it was mostly just by accident. Overall, this game taught me how to play the Chrysler K a lot better. Stay tuned for more awesome World of Tanks videos.